My life has changed drastically. Like, I don't even know who I was before I was pregnant and had babies. My life right now is just children. So it's changed a lot. I don't hang out so much with a lot of my friends, because especially the ones who don't have children, but also with the ones that have children, because we're just like so busy, you know. I mean, I was fortunate to not have to work after I gave birth, but some of my friends do have to go to work, so it's even tougher for them, you know. But yeah, I feel like my life has changed a lot. Like, sometimes I kind of forget who I was, or, you know, and then you have those few moments where you hang out with a friend, and then you get glimpses of yourself again, and you're like, wow, I'm still in there. So I am Shama Ongala. I have 2 children. One is 4 months, and my oldest is 2.5. He's going to be 3 next month. Yeah, so when I first found out I was pregnant with my first, right? I was it's like I knew I was pregnant, but I didn't know, so I had to make sure. And then once I found out for sure with a pregnancy test, I got another one and another one, just to, you know, triple check. And then I told my then boyfriend, well, my now husband, then boyfriend, that I was pregnant, and he was like, he didn't believe me for a bit, but he was really shocked, but then he was like happy about it, so it's something we had spoken about many times. And then with this one, it was more or less the same. Like, I knew what to expect. I wanted her to come, and I was ready, like, because my first was like 1.5 years, and for the first time in my life since he was born, I felt like I had time for me, and I felt myself again. So, and I don't know, I just felt like it would be a good time to just like have babies, and then once they're like a bit more grown, I'll have more time for me. So yeah, I think it was excitement for both. Well, it's definitely excitement for both. Hey, what's the matter? Okay, let me try and remember, because you know I have mummy brain. I think I was very excited. I was at a time in my life where I was just craving a baby, you know? Like, I wanted to have a baby. And me and my boyfriend hadn't been dating for like long, but I wanted it. So when it was like positive, the thingy-majiggy, like, I was happy. I was excited because I felt like hormonally and body-wise, I was like at a point in my life where I was ready to bear children and be a mother, you know. And I've loved children like pretty much like most of my life, you know, since even when I was a kid, I used to love children. I'm the last born in my family, and I always wanted like a little sister and a little brother, and I never got one. So I always used to love little children, like playing with them. So yeah, and when I was younger, I wanted to have more children. And then I got older, and then I looked after children, and I realized I'm actually happy with just one. So with my partner, through text. I texted him, I'm like, I think I'm pregnant. And then he's like, what? And with my family, I first shared it with my sister. I was like, I got something to tell you. And she's like, what? You're pregnant? I'm like, yeah. And she's like, what? So she had guessed it, but she didn't think it was that. Yeah, and then I have a lot of friends who are not in Tanzania as well, so I shared with them through text and calls, and yeah. Okay, what is it now, Mama? Just my belly growing. every month. Yeah, that's it really. With my first, because I was quite active before, I literally just grew a belly, and then when I gave birth, my body kind of just like restructured itself back to how it was. But yeah, just my belly growing with my first. Yeah, so mentally, I feel like my pregnancies affected me more so mentally than so much physically. So I didn't have any like morning sickness. I mean, I had some weeks or some days where I'd have like a taste in my mouth that was just not nice. But I didn't have anything serious like morning sickness or anything like that. No complications as such, just like a lot of mental, like certain things that would really annoy me and irritate me, and certain people especially. But yeah, I was very moody. Yeah, that's what moody and emotional. I think I was quite emotional. Like when I'd be sad, I'd be very sad, and when I'd be angry, I'd be like extremely angry. And yeah, so things like that. And also like I felt like my husband was being very annoying at the time. Maybe because you expect them to like understand. There's only so much they can understand. So yeah, those kind of things. If my baby would be okay. Yeah, that was pretty much it. Like, and I try not to like focus on that so much, because you know I feel like if you focus on it, then it will happen. Also the good things. So that's why. But yeah, I was just like, what if my baby wasn't okay? But whenever I go through a scan and everything would appear okay, so then I tried not to think about it too much. I remember when my first pregnancy, I did have like dreams. You have like really like dreams that you have miscarriages and all sorts. And I did Google it, and that was like, it's normal for pregnant women to like have such crazy dreams. So yeah, and I just brushed it off. When I started getting the belly bump. More so when the baby started to even kick and move, and yeah. And then the more they moved, the bigger movements they had as they grew, that was really exciting. It's my favorite part, definitely. So with my first and the beginning with my second pregnancy, I took supplements, but generally, like I didn't really have a bad diet. Like I didn't have any crazy, unusual cravings, other than like fruits. With both my pregnancy, I love fruits anyways, but like watermelon was like my fruit. Like that was my friend right there. Like I could eat watermelon all day. But watermelon's always been my fruit before pregnancy, as a baby. Like it's been my forever. So I don't know. I was really very much into my fruits. Yeah. So I was really active before my babies. Like with my first pregnancy, I was still quite active. Okay, so with my first pregnancy, I was super active before. And then when I got pregnant, I started just being chilled. Like I used to swim every now and again, but nothing too intense. And then with my second pregnancy, yeah, so then I lost all my weight for some reason. Like I guess because my diet didn't change much. And also because my son used to breastfeed a lot. So you probably sucked me dry. And yeah, I went back to normal. And then with my second one, I wasn't so very active. But my toddler kept me active. So I was just active with my son, but I didn't do anything extra. I just had like my sonogram pictures when I was pregnant. I didn't get any apart from the supplements I took. Yeah, that's it really. Like, no other medical stuff that I go through.
Okay.
Like I said before, I was very emotional, and there's a lot of things that I found overwhelming. I think also because our lifestyle at that time also was, because we weren't staying in one spot. We were in the UK, then we left, and we went to Turkey, and just having things like all around us. And he was looking for work, and so he was home a lot, and then my toddler, who was very much attached to his mummy, so that was like an extra additive. So things weren't that great with arguments and whatnot, but yeah, then they gradually just like got better. My family and friends, yeah, family and friends. Like, that's why before I said that I came back home to give birth, because after having my first, and I was around family, I knew I needed to be back home, you know, just for that, all that support, having women who are experienced, who've been through it, and, you know, just to help you. But yeah, my biggest support system, definitely my friends and family. Or should I say family? You know, friends of the family you choose.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, family. So when you're on your last stage of being pregnant, you go through this phase that's called the nesting phase, and usually that happens like during the time when you're about to give birth, like, I don't know, hormones, body just knows more, you know. So then I would always like make sure like the bed is ready. I didn't sleep with the baby in the bed because I didn't want my husband to crush the baby, because that happens, you know. They don't have mother instincts. And yeah, and B, it would just be easier for me to like get them and feed them when I need. So I made sure they had their beds, their clothes, because, you know, they need to wear something when they're born. Yeah, so their bed, clothes, and bath, yeah, those things.
Okay.
And then the rest just happens. So my husband is Turkish, and he's very patriotic and loves his country very much. So for him, it's like a huge deal for his children to bear Turkish names. And he's also into like history and stuff. So with my son, we chose the name Timuçin, which is the Turkish version of one of Genghis Khan's name, which is also Timujin. Some places they pronounce it as I think Mongolia, Timujin, or even in English. But in Turkish, you write it as Timuçin. Yeah, so that's one of Genghis Khan's names. And I was, okay, cool, we can, I like that name, so we thought it'd be a good name for our first. And our second one, so we went through the same kind of process, where he would just like give me Turkish names. And I remember thinking, a lot of Turkish female names to me sound very masculine, because I'm not Turkish. And they just don't sound really nice, honestly, to me. So we went through a lot of names with her, like until I was like, yeah, I like the name Tavana, which is a lot of Turkish people have the name, and it's derived from a poem that means the first raindrop from heaven. But I found that out after I liked the name, so it was like a win-win. I didn't really have a birth plan. My only plan, the things that were really important for me during birth is having someone next to me, which with my first was my sister. Unfortunately, with my second, my sister had to travel. But fortunately, one of my best friends had come to see me and my other friend who also gave birth. And she was with me, and my other sister. So they were both with me and literally holding my hand throughout the whole process. So yeah, that was my birth plan. Just having people that I loved and just wanted them to be there to give me like strength. I guess feeling the baby move in your stomach, because I remember when my sister was pregnant, I couldn't imagine how that feels and what it would feel like. So when I was pregnant and having the baby move, that was just incredible. Yeah, that's something that you'd never really go through otherwise, so I mean, big belly, sometimes you eat a lot and you feel like you have a huge belly, so you go through that. But like just feeling like there's something in there moving, yeah, that was really incredible. Surprising. Just trust the process, like your body knows. Yeah, especially during labor. Like, I know it's hard to, it's better, I mean, it's easier said than done, but like, just trust the process and trust yourself, and you got this. So yeah, I was asked by my mother-in-law before I gave birth to my first, and she asked me like, are you scared? And no, I wasn't scared to give birth. Because I knew it was gonna be painful, but I wasn't scared because I feel like it's one of those things that's been done forever, So it's and your body just knows. So trust the process and trust yourself. My life has changed drastically. Like, I don't even know who I was before I was pregnant and had babies. My life right now is just children. So it's changed a lot. I don't hang out so much with a lot of my friends, because especially the ones who don't have children, but also with the ones that have children, because we're just like so busy, I mean, I was fortunate to not have to work after I gave birth, but some of my friends do have to go to work, so it's even tougher for them, but yeah, I feel like my life has changed a lot. Like, sometimes I kind of forget who I was, or and then you have those few moments where you hang out with a friend, and then you get glimpses of yourself again, and you're like, wow, I'm still in there, like, wow, so that's nice. I especially with my first, like, he was so attached to mommy. I didn't have any break until he was like a year and a half, like maybe 2 years. That's when you start to like, wow, feel myself again. Maybe that's why I got pregnant again, But yeah, my life has changed a whole lot. Like, and I feel like with my second, I kind of have, I have more like rules, that things I want to, I decided that I'm gonna ask for more help because I'm just one to just do everything myself, and I don't really ask for much help. And I feel like with her it's different. Like I still trust myself. Like I don't know, it's just different. But I've changed a lot as well. So yeah, so I'm hoping when she's like 2, I'd probably start feeling or getting to do more. I'll be getting to do more of what I want to, just stuff that reminds me of who I was before I was a mother. So yeah. So I have a mixed background. My mother is white British and my father is black African. And my father's passed on already. I don't know, I feel like I didn't have much cultural things that I had to like strictly follow because my mom was also not very like cultural orientated, you know? It's just, like everything, just chill. Like there's nothing specifically I followed or didn't follow. I can't think of anything my mom advised me about when I was pregnant either, so. Yeah, nothing really changed, or I didn't do anything specifically. So I'm one of those people who literally just lives in their world, so I don't really follow if someone thinks I did something inappropriately, if I don't think it's inappropriate. So I would say nothing that I noticed, and I probably wouldn't notice. That's what I'm saying, if I did something inappropriate. I mean, maybe when I was pregnant with him or so, I would wear like short shorts, and it was my own family who would tell me like, hey Shama, and I'm like, eh. But yeah, like, I don't really try to care what anyone thinks. As long as I'm not offending someone like personally, like when it's something that I'm doing, I don't really get much influence from other people of how I should be or shouldn't. Okay, so you get a lot of those like perfect pregnancies, right? Where honestly, I feel like I went through a perfect pregnancy, but that's not always the reality. 'Cause, my pregnancies were, I remember my doctor even saying it was like literally textbook pregnancy, like whatever like things you go through, like it was, you know. And also when I say textbook, it meaning that I didn't go have morning sickness, and it was just like a perfect. But that's not always the case, you know. And I feel like in the media they do always just portray the perfect pregnancy kind of thing. I remember also with my first two, you're making noise, Bob. I also remember with my first, after I gave birth, my body just went back, and I had a lot of like girlfriends going to me like, what are you doing, like da 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 da. And honestly, I just didn't know what to tell them because I wasn't really following a strict diet, nor was I doing exercise. And I felt like whatever answer I'd give them would just be disappointing. So I always had to like implement a little like, well, I eat healthy, but did I like take notes or, you know, no. It just happened. But I felt like a lot of people like want to know like, what is the secret? But I didn't have any secret. Like my body just went back. And actually what I thought to tell them was like, just maybe if you're fit in the beginning before your pregnancy, like, and I've just, because I'm so into sports beforehand, so that's what I assumed I would tell them. And genetics, I don't think they were always happy with that answer, but I think as much as I wasn't doing something specifically to keep myself healthy, I would be very active. So I'm super active. Maybe that's also one of the things that I always just try and be active even throughout my day. So you didn't see, I did have days where or times where I'd laze around, but maybe because I also had like a 2-year-old, I was bending down a lot, but of course I make sure I'm bending from my knees and my thighs and my back is straight and whatnot. So I don't know, just being active, but not having to like put a specific time, like, oh, let me put this 10 minutes and do yoga. No, just like climb up the stairs, up and down, you know, or, I mean, yeah, things like that. Maybe that it's like a miracle, it's beautiful, like it's sacred. Like, I don't know, like it's an amazing time to be like, you're growing a baby in your stomach from the size of like a sesame seed to like a 3-kilo baby. That's incredible. So just knowing that, like, the miracles of life, you know. So I remember after I gave birth to my first, I was just like really blown away, wow, I looked at my mother in a whole new light, you know. It was just really incredible. I remember thinking, I remember on the way from the hospital to home for the first time after giving birth, just looking outside and just looking at people, like grown adults, and go like, wow, you were once a defenseless little baby who, you know, needed your mom's bosom to, you know. It was just like incredible. Like, I'd look at literally everyone and just go like, wow, how long did it take for you? Like, it was just incredible. Like, human life was incredible. And also, like, having to bear a life, my mom was also like, wow, incredible. Like, and then also another thing that I was really perplexed about is like, why would one have more than one baby? Like, I was just like, with that amount of pain, and I couldn't imagine it initially. Then that view gradually changed when I got pregnant again. It's just like, now, funnily enough, like, I can entertain having more, like, so soon. Like, after she was a month or so, or even after she was born, I was like, yeah, I can have another one. I don't know why. I mean, it was still excruciating amount of pain, but I don't know. It's just like my mom once said to me, like, because I asked her, she gave birth 6 times. Like, Mom, how did you do it? And then she's like, well, you forget about the pain, and then you have these children, so that you're so like proud of. So it's like, yeah, I guess you forget about the pain. And yeah, it's just really incredible. And I can have more. maybe I'm just saying that right now because I'm still looking after these 2. But I don't know. Like, I can have more.
Okay. Thank you so much. We're at the end of your interview. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.